And
is
it
the
still
backlash.
was a direct reflection or a direct result of Obama getting put in that White House.
Oh yeah.
It was a matter of the way we said, and the way we've heard so many people say that they didn't think that they would live to see a black man in office.
Mm-hmm.
They felt the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not what
They
happened.
felt the same way.
That's what happened.
One and all, and welcome to the first episode of 2021. Yes, the Three Sisters is back, baby, in effect. And today we have Keisha. Next thing we have Choke. Love you. Then we have Shoshana Dawn. I'm your host, Chaya, and we got a whole lot to say today. So, insurrection, insurgents, G14 classified, betrayal,
Terrorists.
terrorism, and this is only the first 2 weeks of the year. Okay? We still have not even left the first month. So we're going to get down to it. A whole bunch of stuff has been going on. Trump done lost his mind. The whole country done lost their mind. You got people in hiding. You got people getting taken off of airplanes. You got people getting taken out the airport with their kids. The scandal in D.C. We just saw Shonda Rhimes was saying something. No. QAnon too. They have a whole terrorist group that terrorized the entire city of DC. And it all started because of somebody named Donald.
Mm-hmm.
And an election took place last year, 2020. And it's
He lost.
Yeah, he lost.
some time for them to, get the votes in and do the count. Because they had some of the senior trustee members at the church doing the counts in some of the places. So it took a few days. But when the vote finally came in,
He lost.
it was
Again.
it was inevitable. Trump was yet to get 370 electoral votes.
It's 270.
270, excuse me. Yeah. He has yet to get 270 electoral votes, but still says that he was cheated out of the election.
He didn't say he was cheated. He said he won.
Well, he said the radical left.
He ran for president 2 times and he won both times.
The radical left stole the election. He planted the seeds prior to the election over and over again because the media has played a hand in the tearing down of our democracy because they kept going with the stop the steal. The radical left is trying to take your country. If I lose, it's rigged. Dominion Systems, who is the ballot makers, is suing Trump, because of he was defaming their character, defaming the company. And these people believe Trump that he won.
Yeah.
And the radical left.
But the thing I don't understand is the states. Well, a few of the states, the governors are from his own party.
This much is true.
So it was just like, how is it the left if it's your Republican governors saying that you lost?
The same governors that cheated other people out the elections are saying that you
lost.
You lost the election fair and square.
Well, you all know Trump is crazy. That's number one. And He's a straight hustler because, like you said, he was talking about it from before. So he had a plan A and a plan B, and both plans didn't work. His plan A was, I'm going to win. The plan B was, if I don't win, I'm going to say that you stole the election from me.
And he still didn't win.
And still didn't win. But he really believed, like the crazy part, his plan C through Z just went haywire. It's just, but in the meantime, he was brainwashing people. Him and MSNBC, not MSNBC, I'm sorry, him and Fox News was brainwashing everybody. He was like just feeding it to them through Twitter, through all his social media accounts. He kept letting everybody know they stole it from me, or before the election, he was telling them they're going to steal it from me. So these people were sitting here for weeks and weeks ready for the election to be stolen. And that's why all that rage was at Capitol Hill.
But you had like these are well respected officials that this was the accurate election in this country's history. So how is it that you don't believe the people who were put in place to make sure these things didn't occur, but yet it's a fact that, right? But then the first election, it was proven that he won because of the Russian interference.
Yep.
So you really lost twice.
Yeah.
I'm just,
you had the first one.
He was number 2.
Right. But I'm just saying, you lost twice. And I guess in his mind, he has this thing where he can't be not on top. Like he must be the thing. And it's just like, boo-boo, nobody likes you right now. Like,
well, he does have people that like him. Some people.
True. Yes, that's true. That is true.
Let's not.
That is true.
Yeah, yes. Let's not lose sight that
74 million
people voted for this man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's repeat that. 74 million people. We have people that voted for Obama in Obama's first and second terms that
voted for Trump.
Yeah,
true.
The lady that got killed
voted for the Biden. Voted for the Obama Biden.
Yeah.
Team, and it's on the topic because it always, people ask the question, what is it that these people love about Trump? Trump has said a lot of things to sway your thinking. And if things aren't going so great for you in your life, and we can use Miss Babbitt as an example, God rest her soul. If you have someone that is saying to you that it's the Democrats that's taking away from you, and this is why your business isn't doing so well. The Democrats have us in this financial, bringing us into a financial crisis. This is why your business isn't doing well. This is why these things are happening to you. It's easy. This woman, think about it. She fought for this country.
On a few tours.
As a person who has done more than one tour,
right?
In your mind, you believe that when you come home, that the pot of gold should be laid out for you. And we know, and history has taught us that hasn't always been the case for people who have come home from wars,
right?
Active service. They come home and that pot of gold isn't really there for them. And no matter how much they try to get into certain things, and then the VA doesn't help them with this, and they haven't. And you have someone that's constantly in your ear that the foreigners are taking this away from you. Yep. The Democrats is what's causing this to happen, and it's constantly it's being drilled, and you're hearing that. Your mind starts to.
Mm-hmm.
starts to tinker. And then you're like, wait a minute, that's the reason. It happened years ago when people, was the thing that we have to hire more Black people. So then it became, they just hired them before, so now we have to deal with the
affirmative action.
Yeah.
So again, it's that. And this is why Trump has so many supporters, because he appealed. Think about his first election. What was he doing? He went into middle America and told these people that he was going to bring coal back for them. So we're going to turn your once mining town will return to being a mining town. He promised them that all of these things that, they feel were taken away from them will now come back to them. You see all those people coming into the store using food stamps, but they have on the latest $200 pair of sneakers and, the iPhone, and here it is. You've done so much for your country and you're working in the Walmart. Mm-hmm. How is it that this woman is using the EBT card and you're busting your ass working 3 jobs? So these are the people that are taken away from you. And you have someone singing that song to you, and it's like, that's right. It's those lazy people that's taken from me. Mm-hmm. So can you imagine what could have been going through her mind with how things? This woman took out a business loan, and the interest rate that she was paying was a ridiculous interest rate,
almost 200%.
I think 169 or something. 169. So just think about that. That's the Democrats' fault. That's the Democrats is who's causing that to happen to you. So now I'm going to support someone who is going to get me out of the rut that I'm currently in. Mm-hmm. And this is how you get these people. Well, that's one of the ways.
No, but okay, I totally understand that I understand it from a policy point, but what I don't understand it from is the crazy people point, where these folks done lost their mind.
But again, that's another thing we have to be mindful. They're not crazy people.
Because there was a lot of grandparents out there.
They are not
crazy. When you think about, there's a whole lot of factors, a whole lot of moving parts that go into the radicalization of normal Joes and Jills.
True.
A lot of it has to do with algorithms. Mm-hmm. Algorithms are the devil.
Oh yeah.
Social media, and knowing that knowing their weak spots, then he comes in and he pounces and he preys on them like a wild fox, in the woods. So you have algorithms that are constantly just hitting you with those radical videos that certain people used to see on Facebook before I blocked them. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that they keep dumping on them, showing. And then you hear somebody giving a speech about something on YouTube, and they have a doctor in front of their name, or they have a few followers. You think they're reputable. You think that what they're saying is the truth, because they know how to spin it to where you be like, yo, I didn't realize they are taking our job. And they know what they're doing. And these people are constantly getting fed this, and that's all you're getting fed. Guess what?
You turn crazy.
Let me ask you a question.
Radicalized.
We can't. We can't say crazy. We cannot.
Because I have to answer that, because I've been since the Capitol Hill incident. I've been in Trump supporter homes, so I'm gonna speak about that. Mm-hmm. But let me ask you guys a question. Looking through the lens of a Republican or a Trump supporter, how much percentage you think is true of what they're seeing?
What do you mean?
So all of that stuff that you mentioned, Keisha, about people that serve for this country and they don't have anything, the country's not giving them anything back, or the amount of things that they feel like they should get back, versus what people who are not citizens of this country, they see them receiving more than they get in their eyes. But how much, how do you kind of, can you, what's the word, empathize with them at a little bit?
I'm not sure if I understand
So, so the frustration that they have, do you think they're 100% wrong with all that information they've been given? All that information that's been given to them, do you think that all that information is 100% wrong?
Wait. Is the information incorrect, or
the context
is what they're receiving incorrect? Because is the information correct? We know that Trump has told a lot of lies. So no, the information we cannot say is correct. But again, I know that there's been times when I have bitched and moaned about why I can't get certain things and other people can get it. There's been times when I personally have felt that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even in joke, you know, when everybody was talking about the money, the stimulus money, right? Yeah. And they got their check, and I'm like, well, I ain't get a check.
I ain't get no check.
That means your
was a joke
bringing in.
But we said it in joke,
right?
But just imagine for some people who say your salary is $80,000, but that $80,000 salary still doesn't get you over.
Mm-hmm. Or the person that had an $80,000 salary but lost a job due to COVID and was not qualified to get a stimulus package.
That's not true, because if they file for unemployment, they got stuff.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? But what I'm saying to you is $80,000 still isn't a lot of money.
Oh no.
Especially living in New York City. If your salary is $80,000 and you have 3 children,
mm-hmm.
you are not eligible for food stamps.
Right.
However, you know that a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread, 24 sliced cheese, eggs, mayo, butter,
peanut butter and jelly.
Beef bacon is very expensive.
We can't even, right? Most people don't eat beef bacon, so we'll just use regular old pork bacon. Do you know how much that by the time you get to the register, that's $100?
Yep.
And you have 2 bags, that's it.
And that can only feed
maybe 3
children. Wait, your 3 children that are now being homeschooled
eat all day
for 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
And your rent, I'll give you a cheap rent, $2,100.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where, when you, with the information that they're receiving being false or true, it all depends on what context it's being told in. Like I could say right now, oh, it's 7:15, right? And it's 7:15, but I'm over in Afghanistan. It ain't 7:15 over there, or it's 7:15, but you over there, and it's really like 4 a.m. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, it's 7:15 somewhere, but they don't have to know that. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on what context is being told. So you have the whole pandemic happen. You have the housing crisis and real estate crisis, and people being bought out, and people losing their jobs, losing their businesses. You know, people homeschooling, not being able to feed their kids. It's the messaging when it comes to Trump and the Republicans, because everything that's happening that is destructive. Think about it. 9/11, Bush, that Republican. Bush is in office. The housing crisis, the mortgage crisis, Bush was in office. Pandemic, losing your job, losing your house because the mortgage crisis that happened when Bush was in office is still, the residues are still going on because they still trying to change stuff. But then the Republicans, you know, they lower the taxes, but it really doesn't affect you. It affects big business.
Yeah.
But the way they message it makes it seem like they doing you a favor. So they really pissing on you and then telling you it's rain, and you believe in it.
Don't you like to see that extra money in your paycheck that only really equated to like $1.50?
Yeah, I was just like, I ain't see no change. I was just like,
one ride on the train.
If that, just one ride on the train. Okay.
115 doesn't give you a ride on the train.
I was gonna say
I take the express bus.
Yeah, you definitely can't get on no bus with that. But see, they know how to message it, and they know how to prey upon people that feel that they're the underdog. And
True.
even the ones that may be well off, whether or not it's Trump in office or Obama in office, some people are just like, I want my country back. These niggers are trying to take everything from me. These spics, these Jews, these that, they're all trying to take everything from me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're the oppressed now. The white man is oppressed.
But I found very interesting. With my job, I went to at least 5 homes, and I tried, to be very professional, and they brought it up. So one of the things that was very interesting was that race was never a discussion, obviously, because they wouldn't bring that up to me. But they truly believe like their country is being taken away from them. And they feel like that they're struggling just like the average American, and they're not being heard. And it's a problem because now that this particular group feels like they're being unheard, we've been feeling unheard for years, but we're able to function and keep going. Still have family gatherings and whatever, or Zoom parties, whatever we do. We've been trained to deal with life under circumstances. They can't handle it. And so somebody got to sit down and have a forum and hash this out, because Biden's going to have a terrible 4 years. Because somebody said, like, don't think just because Biden is sworn in that these Trump supporters.
Oh no, Dad.
No, we definitely got to get to that later, because
you got 74 million people.
I listened to Michael Moore speak the other day, and Michael Moore said something that I was saying as well. It's not so much that these people love this country. It's the fear that they're losing the capabilities that they had to do whatever it is that they wanted to do, and it be status quo.
Without any consequences.
Without
they got away with everything, literally.
And that is the fear. The fear is them losing the power in this country that they had. It's not this, and they proved it to us on January 6th. We had over 5,000 people prove to us that they don't love this country.
Yeah.
It's not about this country. They're not about the law. They're not about the law and order party. It has nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with the power that they're losing in this country. And that's what they want to hold on to, the power that they have in this country.
Yeah, they can't take us being all
that it was a direct like from Obama. Obama getting in office?
Oh, yeah.
Everything that's happened up until January 6th and
the backlash
was a direct reflection or a direct result of Obama getting put in that White House.
Oh, yeah.
It was a matter of the way we said, and the way we've heard so many people say that they didn't think that they would live to see a Black man in office.
Mm-hmm.
They felt the same way.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's not what
they felt the same way.
That was happiness.
I think that McCain had such a hard time because he was kind of the catalyst to start that crazy person movement with Palin. And then he got on a road with her and realized she was actually a kook. He's really crazy. Now we ain't gonna call all Trump supporters crazy, but Palin.
Oh yeah, she was a hot mess.
Yeah, from her backyard, she's crazy.
Yeah,
she's slow. But and during Obama's terms, the Tea Party came out, and everybody they try to say it's about morals, and Obama's not a resident of he's not a citizen of the United States. All of that was January 6th was a direct result of Obama and Shelley and cousin Sasha and cousin Malia being in that house.
Yeah.
And the little dog Bo.
Uh-huh.
had a little black dog named
But let's not forget the dog was a gift from who?
From Ted Kennedy.
And what were the Kennedys in this country?
They were royalty. They were royalty. Still are royalty. But January 6th was like, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show all of you. Because I don't know who them sprinkles of black people were.
Oh, girl.
Don't go to see about they check.
I was going to say that. I said they was going to see about their stimulus check.
The people in you didn't see the people with Confederate flags and wearing Camp Auschwitz shirts on next to you. You didn't see that. You thought that they was there for you.
And that's again, that's just what makes this entire thing. I won't say crazy because it isn't crazy. I won't say. I would say it. That just shows how much of America was on display on January 6th. Because that what happened January 6th is the America that we know and we've lived in all our lives.
I'll be honest with you. The way they reacted is the way we as Black people should react to all the killings from police officers. That's how we should.
Well, that's what
I
they
was on what they did.
Well, there were so many people that compared that act of terrorism
to protesting for our lives.
To us protesting for our lives. There is no comparison to people protesting for the murders of Black and brown people. You cannot compare someone kneeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You cannot compare people peacefully protesting that led into them being gassed, led into the police pushing and shoving them where they started to push and shove back.
Being kidnapped by unmarked cars.
There is no comparison to this young boy being driven from one state to another with his mother to shoot in the middle of the street and murder people.
Yep.
You cannot compare
what
those people are out there fighting for to a group of people who are upset that the person who's helping them keep their status quo in line was not elected for president for a second term. There is no comparison. What those people did was not protesting for any freaking rights. There were no rights. There was nothing taken away from them.
No.
They were not protesting for their lives being taken away. They were not protesting for families that are now crushed because the children were murdered in the streets and the police got away with murdering their children. That's not what they were protesting. They were protesting for a man who promised to walk with them.
which he didn't.
To continue a lie because it was a lie.
But
he did not
that's
win.
what this all started from.
To win. Okay, so you cannot compare that this is just like BLM. No, the hell it's not. This is not like Black Lives Matter protests because no one's life was at stake. What those people fail to realize is that Donald Trump will still be Donald Trump.
He's still going to be having his money.
Out of the office.
Yep.
They're still going to go back home and now they have legal fees.
Yep.
They're losing their jobs. People lost their lives. A woman who served tours for this country lost her life behind a lie. So that's how you treat your real patriots? But promise to walk with them. When Martin Luther King said walk with him, he walked with his people.
He sure did.
Donald Trump sent those people out there, and I don't care what anyone says when they say, oh, well, it wasn't Donald Trump's fault. It was.
Yes.
It was. Because if we can blame Jim Jones for having people drink the damn Kool-Aid, and we can talk about what happened in Waco, Texas, because we understand the mind of a cult leader.
Yep.
Understand the mind of a cult leader and his followers.
Right.
And that was what was on display.
And the sad part is, did you see the ages of his followers?
They're not children.
No, I'm talking about Trump. Oh yeah, they were grandparents. There were people
Yeah.
30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s.
There were police officers. There were
they're our neighbors.
Yeah.
They're our co-workers.
You have a retired fireman who actually threw a fire extinguisher. It hit one cop and ricocheted and hit two. And his attorney had the nerve to say that isn't the type of person he is. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because he threw it. A person who isn't that way would not have thrown that fire extinguisher. You just retired. And you listen to this man say, well, you still getting your pension. What has been taken away from you?
Exactly.
You went there and, so what if you weren't storming into the building? You still caused havoc and pandemonium. You threw a fire extinguisher and it hit one officer and ricocheted and hit two other officers. And he's not that type of person. He is that type of person because when he got up that morning and went on that free bus and took that ride, he was that type of person. This wasn't the Million Man March where Farrakhan got black men together to teach them how to uplift their communities and their families and their women. That wasn't that type of march. So that wasn't the bus that you got on. You got on a bus and you listen to someone tell you, let's go to the Capitol Hill. You listen to someone tell you, try about combat.
Yep.
This is the man who this world praised after 9/11. This is a man whose claim to fame was to take down the mob, and you work under a mobster who now refuses to pay you for your services. So all of the fame that Giuliani gained by so-called cleaning up New York, you will go down in history as an asshole.
Yeah.
That just helped destroy this country.
Any type of legacy that he would have had prior to this.
But to go back to the fact that this all started because of a lie. But then you have the people who folks vote for Congress now they are going to keep this lie going.
Keep the lie alive.
Keep the lie alive, so then it's now okay, well, Trump started it, and now I have folks like Cruz and it's like, oh well, okay, it's Marco Rubio and what's his name from Oklahoma who is now apologizing to his black constituents. Langford, what's his name? Langford.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't truly believe that these people really believe in the lie.
Okay.
I think it's more so their selfish ambitions.
Yes.
Oh, most definitely.
It's their selfish ambitions. It isn't so-called if we show these people that we're in support of this, they will support us.
Right.
Because now they will believe that we too will continue the messaging and help to keep what belongs to the people who created this country, who are the backbone of the. Oh wait, that would be black people. Sorry,
I was gonna say.
But saying that they want their country back,
and that's why I said it that way.
Yeah, saying you want your country back, to a country you didn't build.
I was gonna say because we built this country.
But did you listen to these people when they said on Capitol Hill that this is our building? We built this building.
No, boo boo. Slaves. The slaves built that building.
You didn't see that architecture? We did that.
The slaves built that building.
And all of this stuff.
Remember, you had those people that didn't get paid to do that work. Yeah, those were the people who did that. They're the ones.
The problem, right? This is a big problem,
and it's not a black and white issue. Let me be very clear.
It's not a white issue. It's not. Yeah. Because there's so many white people that I love that are just they woke. They understand. They get it. You have these Republicans and you have Democrats. And this is why I just don't like politics and I don't like politicians, because you feeding me a lie and you feeding me a bill of goods instead of telling me the truth. So if you have a politician that's actually transparent and ain't with all of the shits and giggles,
right,
that gives it to you how it is, because you have a lot of these career politicians that went along with it because they're just like, okay, the Republican Party is no longer the moral majority, the conservatives, because they're saying that the conservative values are being muted. But no, it's the crazies. The Republican Party has turned into crazies. You have QAnon supporters. You have Proud Boys sympathizers that are in Congress. Who actually was given reconnaissance tours the day before the terrorist act. So you got all these people that are now actually in cahoots and it's making laws for the country.
Yes.
And they're not all there. And because of the fact that the Mitch McConnell kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
But he's still.
Yeah, but it's too late now. Him and
all of them.
And Graham.
Like, I can't in good conscience. That
it's
was
too late.
Kelly Leffert. I can't in good conscience now object.
It's too late now.
Because your life was threatened. When your life was threatened, now you see. But when our lives are threatened on a daily basis because of police brutality and redlining and inhumane treatment and inhumane laws that were made for us, we got the right. But now you can't in good conscience object to.
It's one of those things where it has to happen to you.
Yes.
To understand.
Yes.
Right.
Because you know what, Keish? At the end of the day, they know had those people got to them, they would have ripped them to shreds. Nancy Pelosi would have been hung from a tree. They would have killed her.
Yeah.
So
can we just speak on one thing that happened that day that it's being talked about, but the fact, and this is where it still shows that these people aren't about democracy. It's not about loving this country, because they started shouting, "Hang Mike Pence."
Yes.
Hang Mike Pence is what they were shouting, and it shows how ignorant people are, because if you understood the Constitution, when you have Bozo the Clown speaking to you and saying that you hope Mike Pence does the right thing, because if he doesn't, you're going to be very upset with him, and there was nothing that Mike Pence can do.
He obviously didn't read the Constitution.
And this is my thing. So you are listening to someone who doesn't know shit, and clearly the 5,000 of you didn't know shit, because there was nothing that Mike Pence
could do
constitutionally could do with regards to the electoral vote. But the fact that you felt that Mike had to do something with the electoral vote only shows that you yourself know you didn't win.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't win.
He was
not paying attention to that. Why would you say Mike needs to do the right thing? What is the right thing? Because if he needs to do the right thing to work it in your favor, that means you know you did not win.
I mean, he asked for them to find 11,000 votes. So you know you didn't.
890.
That recording wasn't real. We didn't hear that recording because they always try to erase what we hear out of his mouth.
Yeah.
He lost. It's okay. You lost, boo boo. It's all right. It's all right. You lost.
Like, Jigga, I will not lose. Like, you lost.
You lost. It's okay. You lost.
It was a close second though.
And he lost between November and like January. He lost like 77 times. Because he lost with over 60 courts.
Right.
You know, he lost with all the judges and some of them that he actually put in. So you thought you was going to pack the courts so that when it was time for them to come through for you, it was going to be like 7 again. And they was like, oh.
But wait, how about he quit his job the day he lost? Like, you never saw that.
Because he ain't done nothing.
Nothing. He went to look at the border wall and go sign the wall. The wall that did not get built during his administration because
Mexico was supposed to pay for.
Yeah, that Mexico was supposed to pay for. I don't know where Mexico is right now. Mexico, where you at? Because Trump said y'all supposed to pay. I don't know if y'all got
Mexico said from the very beginning that they weren't paying for that damn wall.
Told Trump to kiss their ass.
Up out of here.
From the time he first said it, they were like, "We are not paying for that wall."
So wait then, right? So you have the Stop the Steal rally, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was held a few blocks down from the Capitol, right? And Stop the Steal was actually created by Ali Alexander, a black dude.
And that's why I said it wasn't.
Rewind.
Right. And that's why I said it wasn't a black and white
thing. Right.
So he had help from 3 congressmen, some of which actually gave a speech at the Stop the Steal rally. And my man had to go into hiding. Because I don't know why everybody was hard body. And this is how you know people that actually grew up with hard times or in the hood. Because when times get rough, you take it to the chin, you take it like a G, be like, oh. These people was throwing people under the bus and
with the quickness,
Puss in Boots over. It was like they turned Puss in Boots in 2.4 seconds. They was just like, sir, you have to come with us. You're a terrorist.
He did it.
You know how many bad names we've been called? You know, and somebody he said, oh, I love everybody. I love everyone. What happened to it's 1776? Let's go.
Treason.
You know?
Treason.
What happened? What happened to all of that brawn? Like afterwards, y'all didn't think y'all was gonna get in trouble? So
it's the capital. It's the capital. It's
hiding. He in hiding somewhere. But
it's the government.
He Puss in Boots, and he snitching on the senators or the congressmen that helped him out. People are saying no, Trump. I was here on the request of the behest of Trump. He needs to pay my legal fees, and I need to get a pardon. Everybody Puss in Boots. Everybody Puss in Boots. Like what's that about? So you have Congress people that are getting taxpayer dollars as their salary that are working to overthrow the government?
That's scary. That's scary.
We're in 2021, y'all. Niggas is overthrowing the government? Trying to get them to change the results of the election?
Cool. That happens.
But actually, they've been doing that for years.
Not in this country.
Not like this. That, that.
Oh, that's to that magnitude.
Yeah.
Don't forget to tune in every week for Between Sisters, Maven Moments, A Maven's Tale, Mother to Son, Crew Chronicles, or Mavens and Maverick. If there's a topic that you want us to discuss, drop it in the comments. If you want to be featured on one of our shows, click on the email link and follow us on IG and shop Maven style. Most of all, share this channel with a friend and join the movement.
You getting on a private jet to go and run through the Capitol? If I had private jet status,
you be in San Tropez.
DC.
You be in San Tropez.